Okay, UFC Kansas. We are ready for some fights. We took a week off. We enjoyed some pro wrestling. You know, everything's good. But now back to the main event. The meat and potatoes of my life. Jumping into the first fight, of course, very, very easy pick. Jocelyn Edwards. She's obviously going to get this one done. I don't know if you guys have seen her lately. She's looking good. And that's all you need to know. Chelsea Chandler, she's probably on her way out. I mean, she's just hard to look at sometimes. But Jocelyn Edwards, hey, she's the type that'll run up on you backstage, beat you up, and then lose in the close battle. But that's why I don't know. She's just got that dog in her. Don't know how to tell you guys. Second fight of the night. As of right now, it looks like it's Roberto Romero and Timmy Kwamba, but it was switched with the next fight a little bit ago, so we'll just continue with this one. So this one, I'm almost assured that it's going to go to decision. I think these dudes are going to go to not war with each other, but it is going to be a slugfest because they're not going to be the most technical guys. But I'm going to say this one goes to decision, and then I think I'm going to go with Roberto because he's my Mexican gunner for tonight. I got to represent. Okay, next fight of the night. Jacqueline Emerine, of course, I know how to say that beautifully because she is one of the most beautiful women on the roster. I'll tell you that. Coming up against her, oh wow, actually, Pollyanna Vienna, actually a very attractive woman herself in her own rights. So I will go ahead and say that none of that matters, but uh, Miss Jacqueline's going to get the sub probably. I mean, that's just what she does. She's a huge time finisher. She's going to end up top of the list on the pound for pound list, or if she ends up going to decision, even if it's a close one, she's still going to lose a little. Like everybody keeps talking about Pollyanna, like Jacqueline should smoke her. So I'm I'm excited to see how this one goes. Not going to lie, but I think it's going to go exactly how all the other ones have. Okay, Malcolm Wellmaker and Cameron Simon. Now, this is a good one. We get to see the return of Cameron Simon. Now, apparently, and I don't remember saying it off rip, but there are video recordings of me saying that Malcolm Wellmaker reminds me of the bantamweight Josh Van. And if that's what I said at one time, just coming straight off of his fight, I'm really excited to see what he does in his debut because he's taken a good amount of time. It's not necessarily quick for the Contender Series guys to be jumping in at this point. It was like January. Well, we didn't really have any fights in January, but January, February, that's like, okay, you're coming in quick. You just came off in the summer or whatever. Actually, I guess it would have been like, early back before December. That would have been early. But either way, Malcolm Wellmaker has taken a lot of time. And this is going to be good. If he hones in, ooh, and he looks anything like Josh Van, if I thought so at the time, it's going to be a good one. It's going to be a firefight. And Cameron Simon, if you get dogged again, dude, oof, you're not looking good. Damon Blackshear and Alatengale. Love that name. But this one, I think I'm going to go ahead and believe in Damon Blackshear now. I doubted him once for the skills that he had when it came to grappling against somebody who I thought was a good grappler, and he showed me up. So I can't really doubt him anymore. I'll go ahead and say that. And his striking is pretty decent. He's one of these dudes that's just like always in shape, got the genetics for the sport. So he can jump into these fights as long as he's taken enough time where he's not going to flop on the second one. He comes in, he gets a good win, comes in on short notice and flops. Hopefully that doesn't happen. I think that happened once already. So I don't want to say again, but if that's what happened already, I hope that doesn't happen again. All right, Chris Gutierrez and my boy John Castaneda. Now, on a lot of other clips, I probably would say that Chris Gutierrez has the skill set of Leon Edwards. He's this, he's that, blah, 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 blah. But today's not that day. I'm going with John Castaneda. I don't know why this is one of those fights that they just really wanted to see booked, so they threw it at us once, fell through, threw it at us again, fell through. Now we're running it back. We're ready to go. So John Castaneda, I'm gonna say you're gonna be the one who's mentally ready to go. Chris Gutierrez was probably ready to go that first fight. Now it's a little too late for him to have the steam rolling. He already blew his gasket kind of deal. John Castaneda, though, we'll see how it goes. Gage Young and Evan Elder. I don't know who Evan Elder is. Apparently, he's been here for a while. Actually, I think I'll probably recognize him when he gets in the cage. But Gage Young, another Contender Series guy that's taken enough time, but it is a short notice bout. So it is kind of interesting to see what's going to happen. He did go to another organization and he did get a win. It was a TKO or something like that. So he might come in here with a head of steam. It is short notice, so expect a finish in this fight specifically. But I don't think Evan Elder is going to be the one for it. Gage Young impressed me a lot. Impressed me a lot in the Contender Series, so I'm really excited. Okay, Matt Schnell and Jimmy Flick. This one, again, maybe I didn't even say already that I wasn't excited for a fight. So maybe this one might be the first fight that I'm not too excited for. But I think I'm just going to go with Jimmy Flick for the hell of it because Matt Schnell is just not good and not the favorite. Like, I can't believe it. Can't believe it. Starting with Ikram against a dude who looks like he's got a lot of dad strength and he might be able to just come out here and make something happen. But I don't think so. Ikram might get right back on the horse. He's one of these dudes that's very creative with his striking, can throw a lot of different moves, especially for a middleweight. He's pretty decent on the feet. So I'm going to go ahead and give it to him. He might be able to stun him and get a little nice little performance, highlight kind of deal. Now, this is probably the people's main event if you are around me. Nicholas Dalby, Randy Brown. This is going to be a banger. I know my boy Gabe in the Discord. He is out here representing Randy Brown. Randy Brown. And Nicholas Dalby is being represented by myself and, of course, the entire nation of Denmark. We are out here gonna do the dirty work if it needs to be done. If there's a coach, there's a ref, there's a judge that disagrees with Nicholas Dalby winning this fight, we will go after him. So anyway, Nicholas Dalby's really a warrior. Like, he is like a dog. That's why he's a dude that I'll represent. Like, this is my fucking guy kind of deal. Like, he's just that dog. In his last matchup against Reinhardt, it wasn't even like a bad decision. Like, he probably should have won. And he's taken a lot of time off. He is 40, but his physical features and, his physicality and his movements would not tell you he's a 40-year-old man. You're only knowing that because you read the numbers. If you didn't know that, you would think he's a fucking dude in his prime kind of deal. He's fucking good, guys. Good. Now this one's gonna get controversial. Michel and Abus. Michel, yes, is gonna have a great first round. Abus does not start off the fastest, and Michel starts off the fastest. If Abus can get past the first round, he's probably gonna be able to grapple him for the next two and get a decision win. I don't think he'll sub him, Michelle. I don't believe you'll get the decision win, but it is possible. Apparently, you have a lot of decisions. I didn't even know. I thought you were like some big time finisher, big time kind of deal. But at least for what I've seen, you have been. You've been a finisher, be finished in the last like four. So okay, Giga and David Onama. I'm not too big on this one, but I do believe that Giga beat Arnold Allen in the last matchup. At the time when I had money on Arnold Allen, I thought that I was going to lose up until the judging, but I'm going to go ahead and say Giga's still in a good form, and he might be able to get a good body kick and tire him out, get some good leg kicks going, fake, get a high kick, do whatever the hell he's got to do. But the kicks are where it's at, of course. He's got the nickname for it. I don't remember what the fuck it's called, but I'm going to go ahead and give it to him. Going into the co-main event, we got Anthony Smith and Zhang Mingyang, and I'm just going to give it to you easy because I don't really like talking about Anthony Smith too much because I feel like I'm being disrespectful to, honestly, one of the greatest that we've seen in the sport. So, Zhang Mingyang round one, knockout. Ian Garry, Carlos Prates. This one is going to be very interesting, and I want to just say that I think Ian Garry will probably get it done. At least up until the moment that he doesn't, I will be thinking that. So, Ian Garry, I don't know how you're going to do it. I don't have the answer for how you would do it. I'm not going to act like I do. I just think that there's weapons that you have that you could utilize perfectly to beat Carlos Prates. Do it and get it done. Shout out to Fighting Nerds, though. They're coming a long way. And if they do get this dub, I mean, it is a big stepping stone for them because that means Kaio is not technically in line for the belt yet. But if Carlos Prates beats Ian Garry, I mean, Shavkat's still fucking around with injuries, kind of do. He's always injured. So I don't know. That's just me speculating. But Ian Garry will probably rightfully hold his spot at the top, in my opinion. Will be the first nerd to lose. Ian Garry will be the only one to have cracked it so far. I think that is fitting. He's not a bad fighter. He's actually damn good. So shout out Ian Garry and shout out UFC fucking Kansas. I'm ready to go.